Okay, welcome on board, everyone. Sorry, I was distracted by the new applicants coming in. So, what is AR, VR, and MR? And of course, the entire metaverse. When people mention this, what do they really mean? Okay, so let's go. And again, I hope you can also see my screen. So, now
Yeah, we can.
all right, great, thank you. When you say AR, VR, and MR, it's a technology called extended reality. You can all fuse them together into one, and it's called extended reality. So in the course of our training here, I'll be making use of the word XR. Just know that once you hear the word XR, it means extended reality, AR, VR, and MR. So augmented reality is an umbrella term that encapsulates, that fuses various immersive technology that have the ability to merge the physical world, the world which you live in, and the computer generated world. You can say it's a CGI, computer generated imagery, or virtual world. Okay, that is what extended reality is. And the immersive technology you see in here, the massive technology you see here is called AR, VR, and MR. So what is augmented reality? Let's start with what is augmented reality. Augmented reality, or AR, so you could hear AR. AR also means augmented reality. Okay, it's when a computer generated content is overlaid on the real world. So let's say for an example, a lot of ladies right here, including men, we have used the Instagram filters. We have used TikTok filters. We have used Snapchat filters. Now, what happens is that it opens your camera, scans your face, and overlays a digital element on your face. I'm pretty sure we are all aware of that. We've used either Facebook filter, Instagram filter, and all this stuff. So it's called augmented reality. It overlays digital content on your face, in your surrounding, right? And thereby adding something in there. So the word augment means adding. Okay, that is what it means, adding something to a place that there was nothing. Okay, so that is what augmented reality is. And I'm just trying to explain. I'm not even following what I wrote in here. So for you to have experience on augmented reality, it works mostly with your mobile device. Yes, most companies right now are already building head-mounted displays. That is headgears that enables you to have this experience, right? This AR, VR experience. Okay, so but mostly augmented reality runs on the mobile platform, can be built on the mobile platform. So let's just quickly see a video so that to further buttress what I've just explained. To explain what you're actually saying here, this is a real can, a can of drink that someone is holding. But the moment the can was scanned, these digital elements, the footballs, the bottles, the screen right here with the football match appeared. Okay, so that is augmentation. They added this digital element to this real object, which is the can. Okay, so that is what augmented reality is, adding a digital element to a real world. All right, virtual reality, unlike augmented reality where you add digital elements to your real world, right, elements that don't exist, only exist through the mobile device. Okay, virtual reality, you are being taken completely from your real world to a virtual world that is computer generated. Yes, if you like, you could call it CGI, computer generated imagery. In the virtual world, everything you see in virtual reality is created from the trees to the cars that you drive to games to practically everything you do in there is created and programmed. Okay, so that is what virtual reality is. So for the sake of definition, we could say virtual reality or VR. If you hear VR, it also means virtual reality. It's a technology that fully immerses user in simulated digital environments. And for you to have experience with virtual reality, you need what they call a head-mounted display or a virtual reality headset. Okay, so you need, for you to have that immersive experience as though you are actually in it, right? You need that virtual reality headset. For this, a special VR headset or head-mounted display is required so that the user can have a 360-degree view of the virtual world created. Okay, so to further buttress on this, let's see a video.
Crazy.
Hey! Aw, you're so cute! Oh, hi there, little thing! Oh! Hey, I have a stick now. Come here. You want the stick? Yeah, go get it. You actually get it. Come on.
So as you can see in this video, this is what she's saying. This is the entire virtual world created, and in the virtual world, she's in the kitchen, right? And as you can see, she's cooking. Okay, she's grilling some sort of meat or something like that, right? So in actual world, she is in one place, but in virtual reality, she is somewhere else in the virtual world, okay, doing something different, having fun. So now we have seen what augmented reality is. We understand what augmented reality is. That is a imposition of objects, 3D objects into a virtual space, okay, by using your mobile device. Now we understand what VR is the total immersion into a computer generated world using a virtual reality headset. Okay, but what is mixed reality? I think some of you can actually guess what mixed reality is. Okay, I humorously most times say mixed reality is when two confused sets of people come together, an AR user and a virtual reality user came together and said, you know what, I'm tired of having experiences on AR, and the other guy said, I'm tired of having experiences on VR. Why can't we just merge these two technologies together and see the outcome? Okay, and that is what was done. So that's my own definition of what MR is, but come on. But MR means mixed reality, right? Or it's an element of both VR and AR. While digital content is overlaid on the real world, like in AR, this overlaid content is massive and interactive, and is as a case of in VR. So let me quickly explain what this technology is. Okay, let me just play this video so that I can use this video to explain on it.
Connection is a spark that gives our lives meaning. It drives us to seek out others who feel the same way.
Okay, why don't you input the data and we'll take a look together. Hey Mari, what you got for me?
To find those who share our views, yet offer different perspectives.
Saw this net.
Look over here.
Challenge us with new ways of seeing.
That I think we should.
Deepen our understanding. And enrich our lives.
最后一笔的时候，往前。
Great things happen when we commit to something bigger than ourselves.
Let's take a closer look at it.
Place this here. Let's see how we go from there, okay?
This sense of collaboration and the feelings of connection it brings excites us.
Hey, just in time.
I'm gonna move it slightly, okay?
It's yours, take it.
We have 2 planes right now on the same trajectory.
As we put people first, technology fades into the background. and feels like anything but.
Aisha, what do you think?
I think if we had 330, maintaining 2800, we'll be clear for approach.
Excellent.
This changes the way we see them.
So let me just pause right in here and explain what it is. What you're actually saying is two persons putting on a virtual reality headset, and there is another person putting on the same headset but in another country or perhaps in another state, right? So what they did was they connected together, and imagine that where you are right now, right, having this class, you're putting on a virtual reality headset, and I'm also putting on a virtual reality headset. And in your room where you are, I am in front of you, more like a hologram, okay? I'm in front of you, more like a hologram. That is what is happening in here. So the mixed reality brings things close to you, brings people to you. You can interact with them. You can get their views. You can see their expressions, their reactions, and everything. That is what mixed reality is. In mixed reality, what you cannot do in augmented reality and in virtual reality, you can do in mixed reality. For example, when you put on a mixed reality headset, you can still see your surrounding. You can still see people around you. You can still see your table. You can still see your car, right? But in mixed reality, you can pick up a digital element with your hand and move it, just like in reality, just where you pick up things and move it. Yes, you can do that in virtual reality, but it's virtual world. But in mixed reality, you can see the digital elements, you can pick it up, and you can move it to another location, and it remains there. Okay, so that is what mixed reality is. In this video, there is a meeting, and they called up their friends to be part of the meeting. Okay, and as you can see, they're deliberating on something. So this is what mixed reality is. As you can see, it's not a virtual world. They still have their rooms, they still have the table, they still have everything, but this time they have an additional digital object, which is now the third being in the room with them, and they are interacting with the person. They can see the person virtually through a mixed reality headset, like a hologram. Okay, they can talk, they can interact, they can do practically anything they want to do.
And in turn, changes the world we see.
These numbers are looking great, actually.
There's promise in the possibilities, and what we see and create next will stretch the imagination.
Good morning, Sarah.
Morning.
Slowly coming towards the thumb.
A world without boundaries.
Good job. A lot better than yesterday.
Yeah.
Excellent. Slowly bring the
A
arm
world
down.
where technology enhances, not limits, humanity. With people front, center, and in the spotlight. The future is here. And here can be anywhere. Introducing Microsoft Mesh.
Yeah, so that was a video from Microsoft Mesh about their headgear. And that headset or headgear or head-mounted displays. So when you hear HMD, it means head-mounted display. When you hear headgear, it also means the same thing. When you also hear headset, virtual reality headset, they all mean the same thing. Okay, so it's developed by Microsoft. All right. So yes, so that is what mixed reality is. So I know most of us might be like, okay, can you make money with this? Can you really make money with augmented reality, virtual reality technology? Yes, of course, yes. And before I even, someone just came in. Before I even explain this huge figure that you're seeing in here, I'm going to use myself as, okay, so I'm going to talk about myself, okay? Like I said, I started teaching AR VR technology in 2021 in Seattle, also with a company in Dubai, Saudi Arabia, called Saudi Digital Academy, with an organization in Saudi Arabia. So I was paid for that. I was paid hourly for that. Okay, I was paid hourly for that, and that is a lot. As an instructor, how much was I paid? I'm going to be open to you. I worked 8 hours every day and I was paid $40 per hour. It's pretty huge for some people, for some most developers don't even earn up to that per hour. So in a week, I was doing $1,600 per week. Okay, so to tell you that it's quite, yeah, it's expensive being in this space, in the AR/VR space. If you know it, you're gonna be, in fact, if you know it, you should be happy. So of course, the market estimation or the market cap for AR/VR technology or the extended reality market project is projected to grow from 42.55 billion in 2020 to, that is, as of 2020 it was at 42.55 billion, right? Now, so by 2025 it's going to get to 333.2 billion by 2025. Okay, so the question is, who gets all this money? People that get all this money are developers, AR/VR developers, are 3D modelers, because 3D modelers, of course, you can't build AR/VR products without having 3D models. 3D models is the most important element or objects to be used in both AR/VR technology. Okay, then you have AR/VR developers, you have so many persons, okay, coming in to build this technology. Those are the people that actually get a chunk of this money. And if you come on board today and you decided to make a living out of this by pursuing it, learning and ensuring that you master a part of it, you could just master just AR and forget about virtual reality. You can just master virtual reality and forget about AR. Mixed reality is quite expensive. It's very, very expensive. But if you have the resources, you can go into it, get the headgears and everything, and build on it. Okay? So, like, mostly when I started with AR. Why did I start with AR? It was the cheapest to build on. If you have an augmented reality enabled devices, right, you can actually build augmented reality products that will run on your mobile phone. So for some of us right here, I believe we can just start with augmented reality if you don't have the finances. But if you have the finances, you can also buy the virtual reality headsets. Of course, the popular one right now is the Oculus Quest 2. You can get it, and you can build and have the experiences of this. Okay, so what you are seeing here is the figures, right? Yes, indeed, there are different figures by different websites, but there's one thing in common with all these figures. They all run into billions. They all run into some serious billions. So you need to get serious if you indeed want a part of this. Okay. So areas of applications for AR/VR technology and MR, right? I'm pretty sure a number of us must have seen this, but it's very important because it's a game changer already in almost everything that you see. In the educational sector, in the real estate, in healthcare, in marketing, in travels, in advertising, manufacturing, retail, navigation, maintenance, repair, and communication. It's already a game changer. People are really hitting it so big with XR technology. Remember, XR is AR, VR, and MR. Okay, so let's start with education. For instance, now, using augmented reality in education is going to be a game changer. For example, let's use Africa, for example, right? Our educational system is very, very porous. It's bad, right? Most times we don't really have the equipment, the learning equipment needed to teach students well, right? Most times we don't have the labs. Even when you have the lab, it's not everything that the school can actually get as a result of funding. right? Some of all this, to have a standard lab, you need a lot of money, right? But this is where augmented reality comes into being, okay? Some of those equipments that cannot be bought by the school can be modeled by 3D modelers. You see, this is where they come in, okay? This is where they come in, can be modeled by 3D modelers that can in turn be used in building the augmented reality application, all right? So building, for example, some schools might not be able to get a live, cannot be able to take a student to see a live human heart, right? Some of them can't even stand it because of how gory, how bloody it looks. But with augmented reality, it can be augmented. That once you just scan the floor, scan an image, you see the 3D model of the human heart. You can zoom, you can rotate, you can see the parts of it, you can see the labelings of it. And again, you know, there's a Chinese proverb that says, whatever you see and you interact with, you tend to remember. Whatever you hear, you tend to forget. So when you see something, the picture is being imprinted in your mind, okay? So it's already a game changer in the educational sector. What about real estate? We're talking about you bringing a 3D model of a building before it's even being built to life. You being able to see how your building is going to look like before it's being built, right? It's already a game changer. And by the way, I built an augmented reality for education just recently. I had it uploaded on LinkedIn and on Twitter. So if you're not following me on Twitter, kindly do Gospel Onowi. Of course, by now you know my name. So you just search me on Twitter and follow, and you're going to see that video. Okay, it's an augmented reality application. I also put a link for you to try them out. So just check them out for yourself. So in real estate, people do this already. You can bring a 3D model to life, and you see how your building is going to look like before it's even being built. You also have the option of having a 360 experience of a building. You can move from one room to the other virtually and see how your room is going to look like before it's even being built. Again, I built something on real estate on that, so I will share the link with you guys in the Discord server so that you can take a look at this and have an experience on this. Okay, so I will leave you guys to do your research on this many areas of application in healthcare. Go do your research on how AR, VR technologies is changing the dynamics in the healthcare sector, in marketing, by travels. Let me talk about travel. The pandemic came in 2020, and to me, I feel 2020 should be cut off completely from the calendar because nothing happened that year. To some, it had something happened. They had a good time. To others, no, they lost a loved one. Right? But people that traveled a lot couldn't really travel again, right? Tourists couldn't travel to their favorite places in the world. But with virtual reality, it didn't really change anything because you could actually travel to the Antarctica by putting on a virtual reality headset, and you're there. You will have this first-class experience of how the Antarctica is. People travel to Mars out of space using the virtual reality headset. So you say it's already a game changer in travels and tourism. Okay, so I'm going to leave you to make a research on advertising, manufacturing, retail, and the rest of it right here. All right, so let's move on. So now we've talked about what AR, VR, and mixed reality is and their use cases, okay? Now, what is the metaverse? The metaverse is a technology that just a number of us just started hearing about, right? But I want you to know that the metaverse is backdated even to 1992, okay? It's backdated to 1992. So, again, a number of us actually feel that the metaverse is a word coined by Facebook, or it was brought about by Facebook. No. As a matter of fact, Facebook only leveraged on the name metaverse, right? So they changed their brand name to Meta. Okay, of course, everything they're building right now is around the metaverse. Okay, they are working on virtual reality headsets. They are working on what they call the haptic glove. They are working on so many things. They have a lot of team building product, building servers, building a whole lot of things around the metaverse. Okay, so that is where Facebook is headed right now. But what again is the metaverse? What truly is the metaverse? Now, the metaverse is a combination of two words, meta and verse. Of course, let's split them. Meta and verse. The verse can also be pronounced as universe. Okay, the meta is a Greek word that means beyond. Now, I hope you can imagine this. The meta is a Greek word that means beyond. Verse means like a space, unending space. Okay, so bring the two words together is beyond the universe. Okay, beyond the universe. Meta is a Greek word that means beyond, so beyond the universe. Using the universe as an example, there is no depth, there is no, like, you just float. You keep on moving and moving and moving, and there is no end, right? So that is what the metaverse is. So, like, let's give a definition of what it is again. The metaverse is a digital reality that combines the aspects of social media, online gaming, augmented reality, virtual reality, and cryptocurrencies to allow users to interact virtually. Yes, so the metaverse will not be complete without augmented reality and virtual reality. Yes, because you need to interact with things. And everything in the metaverse is virtually created, and that is where virtual reality comes into play. In the metaverse, you'll be able to augment things, you'll be able to do whatever you want to do, okay? But again, in the metaverse, they are trying to depict reality, where you can do practically everything you do in reality, you can do it in the metaverse. That's what they're trying to do. You can attend parties in the metaverse, you can buy things in the metaverse, and buying things in the metaverse is where cryptocurrency comes into play. Okay, so there is no how you can buy things in the metaverse with your fiat currency. Your fiat currency is your country's currency, your dollar, your naira, your pounds, your euro. No, in the virtual world, in the metaverse, it's cryptocurrency. All right, and of course, online gaming. So we are already into the metaverse. We play some of these games, Free for PUBG and all these things. All these things are already 3D games, and very soon you are going to be seeing some updates that enables you to have a better immersive experiences on this technology. So in the metaverse is social, right? We've made mention of it. Contains the aspect of social media. In the metaverse will be open to all around the world. Yes, just where you have a number of persons actually are using Facebook, Twitter, and all this social media platform right now, right? Gradually, it will metamorphose to a point whereby everyone on Earth we have access to the metaverse. Number two, people will be represented as avatars. Yes, in the metaverse, your face will not show. Your representative is going to be an avatar. What is an avatar? An avatar is a representation of you. So the picture you have on Facebook is called your avatar. The picture you have on Twitter, on any social media platform you make use of, is called your avatar. But in the metaverse, it's going to be a 3D representation of you. Okay, it's going to be a 3D representation of you. That is going to be your avatar. So you can leads us to number 3. In the metaverse, you can be anything you want to be. So if you want to be a human being, great. If you want to be a cat, great. If you want to be a bunny, great. In the metaverse, you can choose to be represented anyhow you want to. Then you can be able to meet people just the way you meet people on Facebook, on Twitter, and all those platforms. in the metaverse, you'll be able to meet people. You can make new friends. There will be all sorts of things in the metaverse. The possibilities are indeed endless. Okay, so that is what the metaverse is. So I think that is the end of the presentation for today on AR, VR, and mixed reality and everything that has to do with the metaverse.